Hey everybody, what's up? I gotta make this video, dude. I've been running away from this. I've been running away from a lot of things lately, and it's caused my life to go downhill further. It's caused my anger to get more out of hand. And usually I don't get mad longer than 30 seconds, but inside that 30 seconds, it's easier to show you. I like to punch things and headbutt things and kick things. Yeah. But also, before I get up, hey Layla. Say Layla's such a good girl. Say they were gonna kill her, and I was like, no, I'm gonna kill you if you don't leave her alone. She's a pretty girl. No, they weren't gonna kill her, but they didn't know what to do with her, and it didn't sound like the cop or the homeowner was gonna do anything to help her. They were just kind of looking at her like, well, maybe she'll make it. You know what I mean? Like, no, we're not doing that, dude. Like, no. Crazy thing is, I got 13 dogs, dude. So I say pretty precious. I say pretty precious on the side of the road a couple years back. Yeah, say mama pretty girl. Oh my goodness. But she was running around, and for like 3 or 4 weeks I couldn't get a hold of her. She wouldn't even come near me. And I was walking my other dog that I saved. I'm about to show y'all him too. But with all that being said, she ended up getting in my truck about a week before the snow came in, and we all became the 3 best friends, you know? And then they became a little more than friends, and now we got a lot of puppies. But yeah, I built this big badass dog house that they don't even use, so I use it as a storage shelter for stuff. I used to sleep in it. But the anger problems, bro, dude, like, some of this right here is a sledgehammer because it was the only way to get my truck to crank for a long time, but everything else, fist, headbutts, punches, hammers. Okay, that was a tree. That tree actually. Yeah, got a bunch of water. So I'm not even going to get into my situation too much, but the people said, "Oh, we'll help you if you help us." You know what I mean? I was like, "All right, cool." You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to take that too far because I know how people are. You know. Man, they haven't cut the water. Well, they cut the water on and the electricity on and got me to stay up here for a little while. But I wasn't allowed to do anything but sleep in my truck. I could just use the property, and it's like 11 acres or some shit, and it goes way back this way. I'm about to take you back there. But, hell, they got mad at me out of nowhere and without telling me. Like, they were like, yeah, we love you. We love your dogs, all this stuff. And then I started hearing stuff from people around town that they were talking bad about me. And I'm like, dang, I bet they don't realize, like, who I am. You know, I'm the guy that everybody around the northern state of where I'm at knows. I've helped tens of thousands of people around here physically, not just meeting them on the internet, but, like, in person. So when they started telling me this stuff about these people, I was like, you've lost your mind. Like, to think that wasn't going to get back to me. But anyways, I didn't even act like I knew. I acted like I didn't know. But so then they cut the water and the electricity. They didn't cut it off. They still pay it. Now, look, ain't nobody been here in over 10 years. I'm just going to show you that little portion because, I mean, it's obvious if you just look around the place. But anyways, they still pay the electricity and the water, but they will not give me access to it. Been here like 4 years, bro. So with all that being said, that's illegal. And now I'm technically a legal tenant here by time and law. And they didn't realize that. So now they're in a pickle, bro. Like, they're breaking a lot of laws. If the state I'm in tries to pick a case up, it's not going to be good for them. I have done my best to keep them out of trouble. I even told the cops that they called up here on me illegally because they were like, oh, he's abusing his dogs. Then the cops come up here and like, he's crazy as shit, but he's not abusing his dogs. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. Also, somebody broke my speaker. It was a little speaker, and then somebody bought me a bigger one. I just thought it was funny how evil keeps trying to take me down, bro. And I was all messed up mentally, and that's why I was running away from this video. But it was because I wasn't sure of one thing, and now I think I'm sure. And the fact that I say I think I'm sure is going to throw some of y'all off. But, dude, I was under the impression Jesus was the devil. He was evil. He wanted you to give up everything to go for him. He wanted you to walk away from your friends and family for him. He wanted you to quit being yourself for him. He wanted you to completely change your life for him. Like, that has to be the damn devil, bro. Has to be. Like, and then if you walk away from you, your family, your friends, and everything you ever thought you ever wanted for me, I'll bless you. That's gotta be the fucking devil, bro. And the way that they talk about him and stuff, it just all lines up too much with the devil, bro. But here's one thing I am for sure. There was darkness, and then there was light. God is who he is. He was once something he was not proud of, so he changed and he made changes. And yes, there's still a part of him that is dark, but there's a greater part of him that is light. And that is why the version of him that is light will never give up. Even if it is losing, even if there's 400 million freaking thousand bad people and only 20,000 good people, he's not going to give up, because the little bit of good that is there is still stronger, and it still matters, and it still is worth the fight. So anyways, bunch of grass is like 9 foot tall. It's just ridiculous, dude. I cut it every week as much as I can. I can't show y'all too much because you'll know where I'm at. I ain't trying to put people down like that, like, because I don't want nothing bad for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Dang, I should have flipped the camera around on that field mouse. He was fat, probably like that. But I'm not trying to put nobody down, dude. I've gotten mad and screamed to the sky out here, dude, to the point people 3-4 miles away heard me screaming, dude. And there's kids around here and shit. Like, I ain't trying to put it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? But dude, everybody's got a limit, and when you get to it, have you ever red limited a car? Wah 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 wah. It gets loud. When you hit that limit, you get loud. You start to want to act out a little bit because you're like, fuck, I've been holding it in. Sorry, I ain't trying to cuss, but you're like, I've been holding this in. I've been going crazy. I've been trying to be nice. I've been trying to hold my tongue and turn the cheek and stay humble and all this other crap. But dang, eventually that straw gets put on top. You ever heard the phrase, you can hold 100 pounds and they put another 100 pounds and they put another 100 pounds and they put another 100 pounds and they put a cherry on top and you fall? There's always going to be a cherry, bro. And for me, it's usually somebody that hasn't done nothing at all to me. And the one time they do something and it's so small, it just happens to be that one thing. And it's like, oh, you want something? And they're like, whoa, hey, what'd I do? It's like, oh, well, it's not even you that got me all mad. It's other people, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that guy, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, Heaven, come here, buddy. Good boy. Yeah, you got your pig. Yeah, you got your pig. So this is Daddy. Yeah, this is my first one. I saved him the first time. Yeah, then Precious came around second. Yeah. Anyways, she's a German Shepherd. He's a red-nosed pit bull. So here's little Heaven. Hey, little Heaven. Hey, baby. Hey, lover boy. See, he's got a heart on his chest. Yeah. Say, hey, lover boy. Hey, little Heaven. Yeah, babies. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, babies. Yeah. What are y'all doing? Yeah. Say a bunch of them had crosses on their chest, and as they got bigger, they didn't really look like crosses, but they still are crosses. They just look a little different. Yeah. Say my pretty babies. Yeah, my pretty babies. Yeah. Where's Sarah Bear? Oh, Sarah Bear. Oh my goodness. Oh, Sarah Bear. Yeah, say he's a pretty girl. Yeah, he's a pretty girl. Yeah, say my pretty babies. Don't get me wrong, dude. I get mad and cuss them out and call them little shitheads and stuff and be like, oh, you want something? But dude, god dang, you ever had kids or a bunch of dogs? Hey, baby. Hey, Leroy. Hey, Leroy. Yeah, baby. Say, he's my big boy. His arms are bigger than mine, yeah. Say, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, him and Lindsay are twins, yeah. And there was Kayla and baby girl, but they passed away, sadly. But that shit humbled me, man. Sorry again for the cussing, but yeah, that humbled me, man. I don't know if y'all ever lost a dog or a kid or anything like that, but it hits you a little different than anything else, man. It sucks. Say, hey, Bobo. Hey, Bobo. Hey, baby. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. But anyways, what I was getting at is I got to take them 5-gallon buckets, and I got to get water every day, multiple times a day. Usually tries to bite my arm, but he's trying to smell that new dog on me. Yeah, you smell Layla. But anyways, I got him some big old dog houses built, waterproof roof, awning that does good in the storms. We got carpet in there, extra water bowl to keep it out the sun so that they can keep cold water most of the day. Got a cushioned bed. Yeah, got 2 opening windows that open and close. Plus the big swimming pools so they can lay down and get out of there. Or get out of the heat. I'm tired. Yeah, Ella Bug, what is it, baby? You stuck? So I gotta put a board right there and make it better or cut that. Yeah, it's okay. Say, hey, Ella Bug, it's a good girl. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so she got bit by some fire ants, poor baby. Yeah, so we've been taking care of that. Yeah. Oh, look, there's one on her now. So I was trying to save the ants, you know what I mean? Like they matter too, but when they started biting on my babies, I set them on fire, yeah. So I burned them and I drowned them and I stepped on them and I hit them with bricks and a baseball bat and I punched them and I elbowed them and I even drop kicked one of them. Yeah, so fuck them up. Yeah, I throw cedar chips in there too and wash their blankets and put new blankets in there all the daggum time so they got smell good blankets. Hey, Delta. So I got you a new collar too, Ella, baby. I gotta get it, yeah. So it looks like Delta's collar, yeah, which is shining in the lights, yeah. But see, it adjusts with the buckle thing, but it also adjusts with the slide thing. So it's got a double adjuster on the collar, which is awesome. Yeah, say Delta's my crazy girl, yeah. Yeah, it's my crazy girl. It's my crazy girl. Yeah. She's got the hook up just like them, big water bowl, 2 awnings, which her awning kind of messed up. I got to redo it. Yeah, so she tore up her swimming pool, and then I bought her a new one, and she tore it up too, and then I gave it to Ella for a toy. Yeah, so we're going to get you another one, don't worry. But, yeah, man, and I used to drag out mattresses out here every day and build houses out of mattresses for them because I wanted to make sure that all my dogs got the chance to lay in a bed. So I was like, hey, if I can't bring them to a bed because we're homeless, I'll just bring the beds to them. Because as I started looking around, God was like, bro, there's beds everywhere for free. And I was like, what you mean beds everywhere for free? They're thousands of dollars, you know what I mean? Started looking around on the side of the road and people were throwing out brand new clean mattresses and brand new clean recliners too. I had a couple of recliners over time, yeah. He's a good boy. Yeah. Yeah, my big horse of a dog. Yeah, my big horse. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit. We keep a bunch of dog food and a little bit of honey on deck because honey's good. It's like an antiseptic, kind of antibacterial thing. Got them all kind of beds and stuff. Say, Sarah Bear's got the hook up. Double roof. Yeah, just in case the storms get hefty. Got to clean them up. I just got them mowing all this grass yesterday, and I still got to go mow my grandparents. It's like 2 acres on a hill. Swimming pools. Yeah, I got y'all some more water. I'm about to get it. Yeah, I got y'all some too. Yeah. Oh, they like to dig. So I got the floor on plywood, but I got the plywood on pallets, that way they don't sit in the mud when it rains, you know what I mean? They can be up and dry and whatnot. But they dig through the plywood, through the pallet, into the mud, and then they get all muddy. Then they sleep in the pool, or they not sleep in it, but they jump in it and play in it when it gets hot while I'm at work. And it gets dirty. So I gotta change water out like daily, several times. And you don't have to, but I like them to have clean water, you know what I mean? That's my bed, that's where I stay. That's my table right there, flipped upside right. Oh, shit. I'm tired. Sorry, I ain't trying to cuss. Yeah, mama, it's okay. So Layla might want to get out. I just didn't want her getting all trampled. Yeah, say Layla ain't been getting fed right. So we gotta get her muscles up. Yeah, we gotta get her muscles up before she plays everybody. But her and Delta did good. I woke up yesterday and Delta got off the leash. Every now and again want to get loose. Like either the chain will unhook itself. I know it sounds crazy, bro. And I actually taped this one. I might need to do that to all of them. But which I did it for different reasons. But these little things are like a lock chain. Okay? These things will jiggle down and then the rope will actually bend back on itself and this will open and they'll get off. And their collars are kind of similar. They got a push thing on each side and they're good collars, but if they for whatever reason lean up against something or roll on the ground a certain way, it'll clip both them things and they'll be off. So, and they stay close. They're nice dogs. They're good and whatnot. There ain't no issues or anything. Like, look at Layla. She's so pretty. She's a good girl. Oh, she's a good girl. But I woke up and Delta and Layla were playing, and I was like, what the heck? Yeah, so that was a good thing. And then I took her and Mama and Delta all on a car ride, and that went good. Yeah, they were playing and running around everywhere for about, what, 9 hours while I did all my work? Yeah. Yeah, she's a good girl. Yeah. Ah, shit. And it's really not that expensive, dude. If I had, like, you know, decent freaking human beings that would cut my water and electricity on, dude, it's not expensive, dude. I spend, like, what, I buy 2 bags of dog food a week, sometimes 3 just to spice it, or not to spice it up, but just to, because, like, 2 bags will last you, but then it'll kind of get kind of low at one point. So if you buy a 3rd bag, like, every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks, then it kind of just keeps it to where you never run out, like ever. So, and at one point you'll end up getting like, I got a certain amount of dogs. You got to keep that in mind too. But I can get it to where like I'm down to the last bowl, but I never ran out. Everybody had what they needed. Yeah, I know a lot of teeth jokes and stuff. I keep toothbrushes and stuff on deck, bro. But I didn't mess my teeth up from doing drugs and not brushing my teeth. I messed my teeth up because I put a rope in my mouth and tried to play tug of war with a pit bull that I found on the side of the freaking road after I got him beefed up and back in action. So when I found him, he was completely skin and bone, as skinny as she is, actually worse. And he had holes all in him and a broken leg. Dude, and like they were like, dude, this dog's gonna die. Like, why'd you even pick it up? And that's kind of where God taught me, like, dude, you can pick an old beat up dog off the side of the road, give it a little bit of love and watch it become a whole new dog. And that's kind of what he's getting at with anybody that he's calling out a sin. He's calling you off the side of the road. You're all beat up and janky and you look like you should die. The world gave up on you, but he says there's still life in you if you want to live. But you got to want it. You got to make the choice to get up, trust him, and get in his truck. So once the dog got in my truck, his life became better. He had no point in trusting me because the people just like me, human in a truck, beat the shit out of him. Just like us, we don't want to trust God because everything has beat us up. But then we got to because we got no other choice because truly he's the only thing you can trust out here. You can't even trust yourself out here. How many times y'all said, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, and then you went and did it? How can you say you trust yourself? Shut up. Talking me all crazy. I'll slap you with a broken broom. But anyway, I get mad when people say that they're gods. You know what I mean? Because like you can't even control your bladder, but you're a god. Miss me with that, bro. And the rest is out the window. I don't even gotta say nothing else. But so with all that being said, everybody's called me crazy. Everybody's told me to kill myself. Everybody's told me to give up. Everybody tells me to cut my hair, my unibrow, which I really be liking the unibrow. It keeps all the girls away, you know what I'm saying? It's a bitch repellent. Sorry for the cussing, but yeah, it keeps all them janky, skanky hoes away, bro. You know, them girls be flooding me over all this, but dude, when I broke my tooth and grew out the unibrow, bro, I ain't having much issues out of these girls for real. And the crazy thing is they still be wanting to holler at me, but they do it secretly. They won't do it in front of nobody. It's weird. So then I'm like, girl, you really ain't trustworthy. Like, you just don't even know what you want in life type shit. But anyways, get away from me. Yeah, I got to cut all that too. But anyway, so, the more I did what God said, the more everybody started to hate me and to shame me for the things that I was doing that God said to do. It was cool when I was on drugs. It was cool when I was skipping work. It was cool when I wanted to fight people. It was cool when I was in jail. It was cool when I didn't have nothing to present to nobody. It was cool when I was negative all the time and lazy and shit. But now that I want to be positive and love life and teach people to be healthy and active and caring and helpful and honest and loyal and to have morals that are worth living for forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, that you never get tired of, no matter how much, bruh. Now they got a problem with me, bruh. Now I need to die. Now I'm an issue. Come get you some, boy. You can lay my head down on a rock right here in front of everybody and threaten to cut it off and even get your blade out, bro. I'm good. I'm not here to stress you or your little sword. You can cut my head off. I'm going to be right back to fuck you up, boy. You don't even know what's up. You don't know what's up with the what's up. I know what's up with the what's up. So my point is, there's a lot of people out here that are in bad situations, dude. But I'm just here to tell you, I know all about a bad situation. You know how many dog bites I've got on my body? I've almost lost my thumb. I've got scars, bro. Like, I can't even get into it right now. I got so many freaking scars all over my whole body, bro. Like, I can't even get into it. That was actually from a piece of metal at work the other day. It fell off the roof. It was coming at my face, and I put my arm up, and I watched it go straight across my arm, dude. And I didn't like it. Blood everywhere. Point is, I know about pain. I know about being left out in the cold to die and no one checking on you or giving a damn if you're even alive. You know how many rainstorms and thunderstorms and tornado storms that I have sat right here by myself with my dogs and not a god dang fucking soul, checked on me? 4 years worth. And maybe somebody checked on me 3 storms, and that was it. And it wasn't even the worst storms. I know how it feels to be alone out here. Hell, I lost all my friends because they weren't friends, so really didn't lose nothing. I lost all the girls I thought I loved, even though they knew they didn't love me. I got some songs talking about that. I was planning to be your best friend for eternity while you was playing and planning to be my God worst enemy. So, with all that being said, I've sat right here and tried to find myself. I've faced myself. I went into situations and was like, damn, this is how I act in this moment. That's shitty. Like, I thought I was better than this, you know? And then the moment would come back around and I'm like, okay, I got it this time. And I still screw up. I'm like, damn, maybe that's just my character, you know? Maybe that's how I'm going to react every time this happens, regardless of what I know or what I think I can change. And then you'll be surprised as time goes on and these things happen more and more and more. Eventually you start to change a little. But it's not until other things that you acknowledged and changed happen first. So, like, yes, I understand I need to quit smoking nicotine because it's poisonous air that we have to work and pay for when God already has us fresh, free, healthy air that actually heals us. It's just here, just breathe. I know they taint everything. You don't take it too far. Because they can put poison into God's stuff, but they can't take God's good stuff out of it. Does that make sense? So, like, God gives you a blessing, and the devil can layer it with a curse on top. Or even shove a curse down in the center of that blessing. But he cannot eliminate the blessing itself. All you have to do is have the discernment to see what's the blessing and what's not of God. All right? And then apply God to where God is not. Okay, there she is. with that being said, I know there's a lot of people that are suicidal right now. They feel like they can't make it. Dude, I've had my exes rob me, cheat on me, shame me, falsely persecute me, and my friends back them up. Family turns on me, breaks all my belongings, shames my name, and then accuses me of stuff that ain't even real, and then takes it too far because they get too strung out on drugs and alcohol to even remember what actually happened in real reality. I've had police give me a $750 ticket for holding up a sign on the side of the road that says, "God loves you, keep your head up." And I was on public land. I was breaking no laws, doing nothing wrong. They had no reason, no right, no legal reason, no legal right to even stop and check on me, much less search me and drag me out of my car and give me a ticket when they couldn't find nothing. And then I picked up trash off the side of the road for like a year and something, just to be productive because I didn't have a job and I didn't know what to do with my time, and I wanted to be nice and do something good for God. So I was like, hey, let's clean up the earth, you know? Even though he's probably going to burn this bitch, because I don't blame him. But hey, while I'm here, we can at least make it look semi-decent, you know? But the amount of hate that came with that too was pretty crazy. But you know what I did notice? I noticed the ones who would come out of the darkness to shake my hand or to tip me a little couple dollars or something, or buy me a drink or whatever, just to kind of be like, hey, I appreciate you doing this. And not even because you're picking up trash, but there's a greater reason why I'm glad that you're doing this. And it's like, dang, that's deep, you know? Because it's like they don't even know why they're excited that I'm doing this. They don't even know why they're grateful that I'm doing this. But they are, you know? That's crazy. But it's a good crazy. It's like, dang, that means they are happy that I'm actually taking God serious, and they don't realize that's what it actually is. Yeah. But, dude, look, if I'd have killed myself, bro, who would have been taking care of Layla? Yeah, who would have had Layla's back? Yeah, who could Layla be taking care of? Yeah. So she'd be taking care of me, too. Yeah, you got a little eye booger? Yeah, say it's stuck to you. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got it. But yeah, I wouldn't have any of my dogs, bro. And my dogs have been a very big experience. Yeah, you're okay, baby. I'm just not big on the lips. Yeah, it's okay. Say it's not your fault. It's my first ex's fault. My third ex's fault. Yeah, they made me not like it so much. Yeah. But so, plus my tooth. I don't like kissing. I don't know. It's weird. And so, I'm rather good at. And anyway, back to the point. Keep it serious, because that's another thing, man. People don't take this stuff serious. Like, they could read something like the wages to sin are death, and they don't take it serious. They could hear something like, every time you make a choice out of confusion, doubt, anger, hate, or fear, or anxiety or panic, it's the wrong choice every time, and they don't take it serious. If you read the Bible, the King James Version, and you actually had a mindset to keep it serious and to take it serious and to stay focused on it and dedicated to it daily, it would change your entire aspect of how you look at life. Now, you turn around and add God's discernment to that. If you ever get a relationship with him and he gifts you and grants you more access to knowledge and wisdom and understanding, oh my goodness at the information. But what sparked me today was this guy that made a YouTube video. Now, I don't like to use names or faces because I don't want to gossip. But I do like to talk about scenarios and circumstances and stuff. the layout of the whole situation so people understand. It doesn't matter who went to jail. It's just a matter of the fact, like, if you stab someone, you go to jail. It doesn't matter who it is. That's how it is. You see what I'm saying? So I'm more or less worried about telling you how it is without telling you who it involved. But he made a video, and if you know, you know. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But he made a video that involved two men standing on a mountain, and they were speaking, and there was a red light coming out of one's mouth and a green light coming out of another one's mouth, and there was a bunch of sheep in the bottom of a valley, and these sheep were glowing with red eyes and green eyes and stuff, and it was so beautiful because it was so real and so true and so discerning. And that's why I had to talk about it, because I could tell dude was being talked to by God. Otherwise, he would have never been able to lay this out. But when you do stuff positive in God's name, you don't see it in physical form. You would never know it. But in the spiritual form. Now, if you don't understand what that means, to put it into a light perspective, what's in your head? First, there was a dark place that was void. Your brain, your heart, your soul. And then let there be light. Now you can see. But inside your head, heart, soul, there are ideas and images and thoughts and memories and imaginations that have never technically happened, all residing up here at the same time. And at the same time, as everything being in here, there is nothing in here. Everything you see outside of your body is inside your mind. Does that make sense? I'm trying to keep this under an hour. You see it outside your body, right? But your eyes are the window to your soul. So they're in front of your brain, where you process everything. So as you're seeing what's out here, you're perceiving it in here. I'm sorry, baby. You're perceiving it in here. So it's all in here. Now, in order to change your reality out here, you must first change it in here. Right? You following? If I say, hey, I want the lighter to strike, it will not strike. Because words ain't gonna cut it, bro. God didn't just say, let there be light. He had to take action. He had to create things. Now, if I say I want there to be light, and I'm willing to take action to do the things. Now, hang on now. I got to make myself think. This thing needs to push down so that I can make this thing spin. But then at the same time, I got to hit this thing so that it makes this thing come up. I got to think that and know that before I can act it and try it. And I may do it wrong the first couple times, but you got to keep trying till you get it right. If you don't change here, it'll never change here or there. Literally, word for word, in order to see change, you have to change. If you don't change, it will not change. If you're in a world by yourself and you never changed anything, nothing would ever change. If if you wanted to see change, you'd have to be the change. But in a world where you're with a lot of other people, you'll see changes all the time. But it won't be the change that you actually want to see until you make that change. Everybody's going to be busy making the changes they want to make. They ain't got time to be making the changes you want to make. And some people will, but they're going to do it their way. At some point in time, they're doing that change their way. There's a lot, man. There's so much I could tell y'all. When you speak positive, though, a gold light will come out of you in the spiritual realm. Okay, so inside your head, back to that. Spiritual realm is in your head. Okay, there's a whole world in there that you don't know about, and that's why demons flutter the dark void. That's why if your brain is empty, clear-minded, then demons will flood you with doubt, anxiety, bad thoughts, all kind of crap, dude. Anger and hate, fear, etc., etc., etc. That's why you got to keep God at all times in here. You got to be focused on God at all times. Otherwise, demons will take over and leave you with bad thoughts and feelings and stuff. As you feel these bad thoughts and feelings and stuff, you start to walk away from what is important in life. You start to not do the things you should have done. You start to give up on goals and dreams. You start to listen to the voice of the world and everyone around you, and you start to give up and go the way they want you to go instead of the way you wanted to go or the way God wanted you to go. Because it's not about the world's way or your way, it's God's way. And the only reason it's God's way is not because it's God's way, but it's because it's the way. That's the part that people don't understand, bro. You could shoot God in the face, burn everything to do with him, burn his body, and get rid of him completely. But the way that he taught us to live as human beings, if you was to think of any aspects of life and characteristics or morals or whatever that it would take for a human being to live forever, happily, safe, healthy, productive, active, helpful, etc., then there's a certain way you would have to posture your heart and your mindset in order to live that, in order to live forever. Because if you live forever with anger, hate, doubt, confusion, fear, and all that shit, do you realize what that would do to you? Look at what it's done to some of y'all in just a matter of years of being on earth. Imagine what it would do to you forever in a black space by yourself, where there's also demons attached to you and doing even more shit to you. Could you imagine? You don't want to imagine that. Don't imagine that. Get close to God, bro. Girl, bro, get close to God. I've been far from God. I've threatened to kill him so many times and his people, I can't even imagine him looking the other way at this point. But I'm not one to I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to lie. Just because you're stronger and more powerful, I'm not going to lie. Just because somebody threatens to kill me doesn't mean I'm about to change how I feel and how I think. Unless I was wrong. If I was wrong, I would. But if I know I'm right, do your worst and I'll do my best. And we'll just see how it goes. Yeah. Don't be scared, man. I ain't never had a dog before. And then God made me homeless. After I lost my job, my friends, my girlfriend, and family, everything. And then I ended up with dogs. And then I ended up in dog fights and getting bit in the face. And I got bitten in the face 15 times on Christmas morning last year. The neighbor's dog came over chasing my dogs because they were in heat. And him and the dog got into it, and it was a big, gigantic, like 110-pound lab. And man, so my dog and him are going at it. I choked my dog out because it's a pit bull. I got to get him to unlock his jaws, you know. And that other dog, I mean, he just bit me and bit me and bit me and bit me. And I couldn't let go of my dog because it would just make everything worse. And then I'd have to start over and just get bit more. So I think when pit bulls bite, they can't technically release for like 60 seconds. And like they may want to. You can see it in their eyes. They want to let go, but they can't because their jaws have done this compression thing. And now it's like a time limit thing. It's not like a mental thing. It's a time limit, which is crazy. And the only reason I know that is because I got bad broken jaws and the neck and shoulders and all kind of crap, dude. But sometimes my jaws lock up and the muscles go crazy and they don't release until they want to release, which is absolutely horrible. But I can see that being similar for them. But any dogs that were ever in a dog fight near me were fine. I made sure they were fine. I did my best to make sure they were fine. And even after the fact, I doctored everybody, put Neosporin on everybody and all that good stuff. Let everything leak out and clean it with soapy water and all that. If you're going to own dogs or animals in general, dude, they're no different than people. They get irritated. They get scared. They get mad. They get territorial. They get filled with pride and ego, and they want to fight and shit up, dude. It's just part of being alive, I think, at this point. Hell, ants, bugs, everything. At some point in time, they're going to get mad and fight or act out or whatever, you know what I mean? Even flies be getting aggressive, you know what I mean? Like, they know that you're trying to hit them and they just be coming back for more. It's like, oh, you're doing this on purpose, you little bastard. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but so, yeah, so be prepared to know how to handle that situation. Don't kill the dog. Don't kill the animal. Don't try to hurt it. Just try to get it to calm down. Try to get them to release each other and then keep them separated. You also want to not get on bad terms with the animals in which you're separating because you don't want them to turn on you. So you need to be focused on, God, please help me separate these animals without anybody getting more injured than they have to. And if you need to save that before you jump in it. Because if you don't, then you're going to get bit 15 times in the face. And then you'll end up asking God to help you while you're getting bit in the face. And then he'll help. Sometimes you just gotta ask for help before things pop off or before you jump off into something, because if not, you're gonna try to do it yourself and you're gonna lose and you're gonna get hurt and things are gonna go more wrong than they had to. Man, there's so much I could tell y'all, dude. There is so much I could tell y'all. Comment, leave whatever comments you want. Share, like, subscribe, don't delete the video, block it. Do whatever you feel like you need to do, man. But don't give up, bro. Girl, bro, y'all do whatever you gotta do out here, but don't give up, man. You gotta endure to the end, and you don't gotta do it, but why not do it, you know? Are you actually gonna imply that anything that could happen in this lifetime is so bad or so scary that you and your God cannot handle it? Trust me, I got a fear of a few things, bro. I'm not one for car wrecks, jail, and a lot of other stuff. I'm not even really too fond of all the dog fights, but I've broke up enough dog fights in my lifetime and done a lot of things, been in enough car wrecks and stuff and whatnot to the point where it's like, hey, it's part of it. If it happens, we'll handle it. We'll go from there. But it's not the end of the story. And that's the part I need y'all to hear, man. Never giving up beats giving up. If you keep trying to be closer to God, to be a better person, to be someone who has cleaner morals and a cleaner character and a healthier outlook and aspect, eventually you'll reach that goal. But if you give up, you'll never reach it, dude. If I'd have gave up on all these dogs, dude, I don't know what would have happened, but it wouldn't have been good. So I'm glad I stuck it out. I'm glad I didn't give up. It's paid off. They're not barking at each other. They're barking at me. When you start speaking real good stuff and doing real good stuff, acting upon it, living the lifestyle of a godly man, an obedient godly man or woman, then animals around you will go crazy. Cows, coyotes, birds, dogs, cats, donkeys, whatever animals in your area or region. You know what I mean? Everybody's different, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, elephants, giraffes, everything. Zebras, they all start going crazy, dude. Like they start making noises and playing and going crazy in a good way. Because what you're experiencing is when a human repents or changes their mindset to be closer to God or whatever, becomes more obedient to God, however you want to look at it, man, starts doing a sentimental favor for a sentimental favor to God, however you want to look at it, every creation will rejoice. Or how does it say it? All creation rejoices? Don't give up, man. I know it's scary out here, bro. I've been alone for 4 years. And anybody who is nice to me or benefits me in some kind of way, they don't fully know me or care about me or check on me or hang out with me or any of that, bro. They're simply pawns in a chess game here to help me get by, as much as I am also a pawn in their chess game helping them to get by. But each person is their own main character. But each person is a main character. So where we are all pawns, we are all the main character. So you got to know your place. You got to know when you're the main character, and you got to know when you're not the main character. There's a season for this and a season for that. Yes, we all want to be the funniest. We all want to be the coolest. But sometimes you see that person who's never got that chance, and they're finally getting their chance. Are you going to take it from them just because you know you can? That's dirty. I used to be that guy. Dirty as hell. Always trying to top everybody in the room just because I knew I could. And it wasn't like I was trying to be all eyes on me necessarily. It was more like, check out this information. You thought that was cool. Check this out. You thought that joke was good. Check this one out. You know what I mean? But sometimes you ruin the best joke by telling it at the wrong time. And that's something I noticed one time. I told a really good joke, but since I was trying to top this guy who didn't have a lot of friends, he wasn't super funny, he was trying to tell a funny joke, and then I came in with mine, it wasn't funny. It was pride-filled and arrogant and annoying. But I'm about to get back to my dogs and the music and everything, man. It's Sunday. Y'all have a good day. I gotta clean up trash and finish mowing grass and doing all kind of stuff and go buy some shampoo and give them a bath and stuff, man. Trim nails and all kind of stuff, bro. But y'all have a good one. Take it serious, man. Anger and hate are real. Love and peace are real. Because God and Jesus and the devil are real. The big, gigantic, terrifying snake is real. And the man of gold is real. Get it? Israel. Wordplay.